Okay, so a couple days ago I asked you guys a question on the community tab on my YouTube channel. That question was, should I use the old format or the new format for my Mythbuster episodes? And by the looks of it, a whole ton of you guys actually really wanted the old format. So you know what, today I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna go back way back, maybe 6 months, and I'm gonna do the old format, and hopefully you guys really enjoy this. Real quickly, before we begin today's video, leave a quick comment down below with either old or new to help me decide whether or not I should go keep doing the old videos just like how I am right now, or should I continue making the new sort of stuff. Personally, I feel like I might do a once a week sort of thing where I kind of mess around and mess with other people in Fortnite, as well do Mythbusters every single week as well, with some mixed funny videos in between. I'm going to try and pump out at least 1 or 2 Mythbuster videos a week, so if you guys do want to see more, make sure to subscribe, and also go leave a quick comment down below of a unique myth if you do support this series and want to see it more. Without further ado, let's begin. So to begin, the first myth is, what happens when a supply drop lands on top of a snowman that you threw down? So when I hopped in a playground match, immediately I searched all throughout the map, and it took me like 25 minutes to find a sneaky snowman. After I found the sneaky snowman, it did not take me long after that for me to find a supply drop, because in playground mode, if you don't know already, supply drops spawn every single minute, I believe after like a 5-minute mark. From there, I kind of built up a platform so you could see exactly where the smoke is, so I could throw down the sneaky snowmans all in that area to have the supply drop land literally right on top of their head. In game, when this happened, it would do exactly the same as if you were standing underneath the supply drop. The supply drop just basically stopped and landed on top of their head, making the exact same noise it would make as if it landed on the ground. Sadly, nothing too special happened. I mean, it would be pretty cool if it would have like kind of flattened this snowman or made it into like a snow pile, but sadly, it didn't happen. Nothing too special. I wish you could hide in the crate still though. The next myth is, if you hold an active dynamite stick and go through a rift, will it no longer be ignited? Now, of course, this was very simple to do since dynamite was all around the map, so when I tested this out in game, I thought the exact opposite would happen, but I was holding left click or whatever button it is for you to ignite the dynamite, and right when I went through the rift, it automatically cut it out of my inventory and it was no longer ignited. This was pretty interesting to test, and this is actually the only way for you to cancel out the dynamite from exploding. You could even wait till the very last second before it explodes, go through a rift, and you will still have the dynamite. I tested this out many more times, waiting for like the last moment I possibly could, where the dynamite is like insanely red and it starts to get slowly bigger and bigger, and it still does the exact same thing. Once you go through the rift, you still have it and it cancels out. After doing that, I thought there had to be some sort of way to cancel out the dynamite, but I tried literally everything, and this is the only way for you to not throw the stick. The next myth is, can a sneaky snowman grenade rocket ride and spawn the snowman on the moving rocket? This one was actually really difficult to do. I had to get my second account on my phone to actually shoot the rockets in the exact place that I wanted it to. I tried from multiple different angles, and the rocket has kind of like a rectangle sort of hitbox, so if you were to jump on the rocket, it would be a lot easier rather than throwing an item onto the rocket itself. Now, sadly, similar to how grenades don't get affected by some hitboxes, the same thing occurred for the sneaky snowman grenade. I threw it and it seemed as if it would have hit the hitbox of the rocket, but sadly it just went straight through it and it does not spawn. The only way I found out a sneaky snowman can get rocket rided is if a player actually equips it themselves and they do jump on the rocket while it is moving. The next myth is, will a chiller grenade freeze a supply drop before it lands on the ground? Just like the sneaky snowman, the chiller grenade was very difficult to find, and I found it soon after I found the snowman in the exact same building, so it was super helpful. In game, to find a supply drop, once again, it was very easy to do, and when I threw the grenade on the supply drop as it was moving, it kind of stuck to it. It stuck in mid-air as the supply drop kept moving downward, exploded, and it did not freeze the supply drop at all. This was a bummer to see because, I mean, some grenades actually do affect the supply drop. If you throw a regular grenade on the balloon, it will do damage to the balloon itself, and if you get enough damage done to it, the crate will drop. But sadly, the chiller grenade does not slow down the speed of the drop nor freeze it entirely. It has literally no effect on the drop whatsoever. I feel like this would be a pretty cool addition if they do add something like this into the game. It might be used as a tactic some sort of the games, I don't know, it shouldn't be that difficult. The next myth is, if you shoot the blue multiplier on a wall, will it do 2 times more damage than if you shot the wall regularly? In game, when I tested this out, I put 2 metal walls side by side and I spawned myself in a pistol. From there, I waited for both of the walls to fully get up to their max health, and then I hit them both once with a regular pickaxe, just to see how much damage it would do to compare. Now the right side wall is where I actually shoot it with the pistol using no multiplier at all, and as you can see, it does about 24ish damage. I tested the exact same on the other wall, but this time I shot the blue circle multiplier as if you were shooting it with a pickaxe or hitting it with a pickaxe, and it did the exact same amount of damage. Sadly, the multiplier does not work with weapons, it is only a pickaxe based multiplier. The next myth is, are all vehicles able to bounce off a launch pad, including planes and golf carts? To test this out in game, I built a ramp which leads to a platform with multiple launch pads, and I lined up all vehicles in their own section. To begin, I tested this out first with a shopping cart, and the shopping cart, sadly, it does bounce, but you don't stay connected to it. Similar to other vehicles, you will see that the shopping cart does bounce over the wall, so it does have an effect on the launch pad, but you do not stay connected to it, and it is very difficult for it to go even higher. This exact same thing occurs with the quad crusher as well as the golf cart. It would be pretty cool though if you could use launch pads and it would launch the car super high in the air as if you were just regularly jumping into it instead of it doing this tiny little bounce and just falling straight down. Now obviously for the plane, I couldn't get it in that small little 1x1 area, so I built myself a massive platform and I just put launch pads all over that entire platform, so it would be very difficult for me to miss when I come in with the plane. Upon placing down this 6x5 platform, I came zooming in with the plane, and when I started to get pretty close, I just cut off the engine so I would kind of float on top of them, so I knew that I would not miss any launch pads whatsoever. Similar to like all of the other vehicles, it did launch me out of it, but the plane actually stayed in place on the launch pad and just kept bouncing up and down like it's a trampoline. This was definitely interesting for me to see, and the plane wasn't even hitting the launch pad when I got up close to it. But when I did try and get back in it, I kind of glitched it out and it wasn't bouncing anymore, sadly. The next myth is, can a chiller grenade freeze a moving plane? I tested out both ways for you guys. I tested out a plane sitting pretty much still as well as a moving plane, and both ways it did not freeze the plane at all. Now with the skin I currently have on the plane, it looked like it froze it. It kind of gives you that little illusion, but the chiller grenades don't really affect much except only players. It would be pretty cool if they could add a little bit more to the chiller grenades so they could be used way more in game if you do have the precision to throw it while a plane is moving. Jumping into the next myth is, if you throw a snaky snowman onto a plane or golf cart, will it stay on the vehicle? Firstly, I tested this out on a golf cart and it looks just as if you throw the grenade and it lands on the vehicle, it instantly gets broken and the snowman just doesn't even spawn at all. If you are lucky, the grenade will bounce off to the side and a snowman will actually spawn, but sadly, they cannot spawn on or inside of the vehicle, and the same exact thing happens for planes. It would be pretty cool to have some snowmans on your wings to definitely serve as a decoy. The next myth is, do shockwave grenades have any effect on sneaky snowmen? In game, I threw down the grenades right next to the snowman and it had no effect on it at all. But in case you're wondering, if you do get thrown a shockwave grenade while you are a snowman, it will affect you. I've had cases where it doesn't. I don't know if it's just a glitch, but in most cases, it will affect you, so you just gotta stay clear of that. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure to go leave a quick comment down below of any sort of myth, any unique myth if you do support this series and want to have a chance for it to be featured in the next or future Mythbuster episodes. Also, make sure to leave a comment telling me whether you like the old or the new types of Mythbuster episodes. I haven't done an old version like this in a very long time, and they definitely are easier to make, so let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time.